Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Ohio University Lancaster.
Good morning and welcome to Fairfield Today. I am your host, Temple Custer Montanez from the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And as you can probably see, I am spending the morning at the Robert K. Fox YMCA in Lancaster, Ohio. And with me is the director, Mike Lieber. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Temple, good to see you. I'm great.
Good. Well, this is a busy place first thing in the morning.
It is. We actually started at 5 a.m., but you and I weren't here then. But yeah, from 9 to 11, we're hopping.
Oh, it is. I was just telling Mike, I said, this is sort of the place to be on a morning. I've seen more people walk through here that I haven't seen in years. So thank you for having us. The reason that we're focusing so heavily today on the YMCA is because Fairfield DD and the Y have a really unique partnership and a neat relationship and have for many years, but even more so in the last couple years.
I think it's part of the Y's mission in general, Temple, to try to reach out and to be part of the community and invite everyone into the community, not just those who can afford it or those who have a specific interest, but we want to reach out and make it available to everyone. And so the relationship has been rather unique with MRDD and that group.
Well, and nationwide, a lot of people may not know this, but nationwide, you do have a bigger risk when you have a developmental disability of suffering from things like obesity. In fact, I think that the current national average is 47% chance of being obese if you have a developmental disability as opposed to a typical individual.
Yeah, and that's true. As we see, if we see that people come through, you can see that a little bit. But the other thing I like about it is that it incorporates the Y into everybody's life. We have a mixture of black and white and short and tall and heavy and thin and special needs and those who think they're really special and it really makes the Y a community center focus and feel when you come in and everybody is really understanding of what we're trying to do, and that's really good to see. I mean, people helping people out or people assisting people, and it's just the right thing to do.
It is the right thing to do for a lot of reasons, and especially this time of year, in the cold winter months, we all focus on getting back in shape and focus on our own physical abilities. But with individuals with developmental disabilities, it takes a little bit more effort. And so at Fairfield DD, we're very pleased to have such a phenomenal staff of people that are willing to transport and help transport individuals with disabilities to the YMCA and to help them fulfill their exercise goals.
And I support that 1,000%. It's on a 0 day or a 5-degree day or whatever it is today, to see your staff come in, work with the people they have to work with and get them into the pool area. That's not an easy, even though we have a lift and we have a pool lift, it's still not easy. And then they've got to get them into the shower area. So hats off to your staff that works every day very hard to make sure that their people have an opportunity, because we have the water. And we have a warm water pool, but to get them from A to B is not always easy, and your staff is always very gentle, loving, kind, and yet moving them through the system to getting them where they need to be. And so it's a neat thing to watch.
It is, and it's something I'm very proud of, and I'm always in awe because, I think I'm in 2 weight loss challenges right now, Mike. I'm sure the viewers can tell how much I've slimmed down since last month. But, even for me to get up and get moving and going to the gym can be, I've got 1,000,001 excuses why I don't want to get up and do that. And so, and I don't have a developmental disability. So to be able to have that extra push is really important. And when you suffer from something like obesity, then your rate of hypertension goes up, the risk of diabetes goes up, and we do see a lot of those things across the board with individuals with developmental disabilities. So this is really fulfilling a key component to their health care.
And whether you are in that program or in general, as you're talking about, I think the key thing is moving. Is doing something. I can't go upstairs and pound a treadmill anymore. I'm not 25. I get that. but you can go in the water, in a warm water, and do water walking for a half hour. The pressure is off the joints. But it's something. It's doing something. We can all watch what we eat, and let's be a little more cautious. Ice cream and cookies at 9 o'clock at night in front of that TV.
Have you been looking in my windows, Mike?
No, I've been there and done that. In fact, my wife is gone, and I made a cake this week, which is really not helpful to anybody. But anyway, so yeah, all those things. But I think the key thing, as you're talking about, is getting people moving and doing something. Because if you just sit, you are guaranteeing yourself hard times down the road when you get to be 40 or 50 or 60 years old.
Right. So this time of year, I imagine, Mike, things are booming.
If you're a fitness center or a wellness center like we are and you're not busy, there's a problem. So, yeah, we just had a membership promotion. We had over 200 new units come in. Now, our task is to try to keep, 70, 80% of those people because just like you and I, Temple, those people come in looking to lose weight promptly. And as you know and I know, that doesn't happen. It is a process. You have to give it time, and it could be 9 months, it could be 12 months, could be, whatever it is. It depends on the other things you're doing. So our task is try to engage those folks, get them involved, get them to see that it's a long road down the way, but it is a great road. If you get healthy, your life is going to be more productive, you're going to feel better, and you're going to have more energy to invest in whatever, your family, your job, whatever it is. So, yeah, we're really, really busy at this time of year, but not too busy to stop and talk and make those folks feel like they're part of the why and being engaged. You saw it before you came in and we set up. A number of those people just come in and sit and talk for a few minutes and have some coffee, maybe a little hot chocolate, as some of our folks will later. And that's all part of the process. Again, being out, getting out, seeing people, talking to people, and being part of the family.
Well, and I'm glad you touched on that, Mike, because when we talk about community integration, that is part of the Fairfield DD mission statement, which is to bring about a vibrant community where people lead fulfilling lives and make meaningful contributions. And so integration plays a big part of that. So in addition to the benefit of Fairfield DD being able to help transport individuals with disabilities to the Y, we're also bringing them out into the public. And I think you're touching on that as well.
Yes, and if the cameras would roll after we're done, you will see some of your folks before they get on a bus. They'll come out, have some hot chocolate, sit at a table like we're sitting, and there'll be other people sitting there, and they're just accepted. Everyone accepts everyone. It's not, that special group there or that special group there. They're all part of the process. You and I could have sat down with the senior table, and we'd have been okay. They would have talked to us. It'd been fine. And that's what I think is nice about the Y. We all are accepting of each individual that comes in. You can have a banker at a table, and you can have a person who's struggling a little bit financially, but you never know it because they're just people trying to do the right thing, which is work out a little bit.
I like that you said that you were having a membership promotion. What are some of the things that the Y does to accommodate people who do have financial needs but still need to meet their fitness goals?
That's a great question. We have a wonderful program called Partner with Youth, and each year we raise about $50,000 to $60,000 in the community that will help offset the costs of people who can't afford a membership, mainly gearing around children. But then United Way comes in, and we have a wellness grant from United Way that helps us help families who are struggling a little bit. Not that they can't afford it. Everyone pays a little bit. Let me say this. There is no free membership. Everyone is going to pay something. In my life, I have found that if you invest a little bit, that makes you more accountable. If you give somebody something free, well, I may or may not use it. It's not that big a deal. But if I'm investing my money, I'm going to make sure I'm accountable. So we have two programs, one through United Way, one through our Partner with Youth, that we try to reach out and we try to help. There's probably $90,000 to $100,000 we invest back in the community that way.
That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. And I know that the Partner with Youth program has been very successful and continues to be so. You have a fundraiser for that as well, am I right?
We do. We do a little Dancing with the Stars in May. Temple was a very, very good star, and that probably helped you lose some weight and all the dancing you were doing. This year we have a new thing in May. We are going to have an Elvis tribute concert. We have a gentleman from Columbus. He looks like Elvis, and he sings like Elvis. So we're going to be at the high school May 20th and have a great performance with Elvis, another part of our fundraising effort. We also do a 5K in May. We're nuts. We do a 5K in May. We do Dancing with Stars, and now an Elvis presentation. But all of that will lead to funds to help the Partner with Youth program.
So if you can make it to any of those events, that would be outstanding. I did do the Dancing with the Stars. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun, and it's a really cool event if you haven't been out there. So make sure and you check the Y website for all that information. One other thing I want to touch on that didn't really occur to me until I walked in the building, Mike, was, I'm here filming individuals with disabilities, developmental disabilities. But as I'm in the building, I'm seeing all sorts of different people with disabilities, injuries, maybe somebody's had a hip replacement. What are some of the accommodations that the Y makes for individuals that are struggling physically, and what is some of the adaptive equipment that you have available?
It's nice. Our community has a really good rehab place at FMC that they do a lot of rehab, but eventually your rehab runs out. And so we welcome those people back in that probably have been members before. Again, the pool is a good place to go. If you're still struggling a little bit with your joints not ready to take a pounding on some of the elliptical equipment and treadmills, so we encourage people to use the pool. Again, we do have a lift that will, if they're really that struggling a little bit, that we can get them in. Upstairs in our wellness center, we have a couple of machines that are really nice. One's called a New Step, and it actually will be a swivel chair. We have a guy who's had a stroke who's up there, and he can use his upper body, but his legs are not quite as strong. So you put his feet on in the pedals, and his upper body does the work. And so New Step is a great machine. We have I call it an ergometer. It's an arm machine where you sit there and you do your arms. It's a great cardiac work. And then a number of our weight stations themselves will allow wheelchairs, and we have a lot of wheelchairs, more than you would think, come in and can set up and do their own weights for their upper body by just sliding onto the weight machine. So it is very accommodating. You can move around upstairs. We have a track that they can go on as well. So there are many other avenues that you can use to help your rehab, not just the pool or not just waiting for the rehab at some other place.
And I have to tell you, it's pretty inspirational when you're here. If you haven't been to the gym in a couple of days and you walk into the Y and you see an individual with a disability or perhaps missing a limb or struggling with a cane, when you see those individuals that are here to better themselves physically, it can be very inspiring for the rest of us.
We have a gentleman on Tuesday and Thursday morning who is in a wheelchair. He will go upstairs. He will literally do an entire cadre of machines up there. And you're right, the effort that it takes for him to get out of his car, come in here, that wears me out alone. And then he goes out and works upstairs for 45 minutes. Now, he does come down here and have coffee with the guys afterwards, which is okay again.
He's earned that.
Oh, no question. But you're right. We have a couple people on canes that you probably saw come in today that they're getting an age where they need a little extra help. But, part of the whole process is being around people here, and that helps you mentally as well as physically, and they don't want to miss that companionship, that camaraderie they have felt with their fellow workout people, and they continue to come here.
Excellent. Now, in addition to accommodations and adaptive equipment that you have for people with disabilities, be they physical or developmental, you also have some special programs that cater to the seniors as well.
We do. It's called Silver Sneakers, although they don't wear silver sneakers. But
my mom does.
They can. We try to work with seniors. In fact, we have a chair yoga program that's going on as we're doing this programming. Tuesday and Thursday is specifically geared for seniors who may not be able to jump up and down, but they can sit in a chair and do some weight work with a ball, do some stretching with some bands. So we definitely gear that towards the seniors who are more sedentary but still want to keep active. And again, if you would be here on Tuesday and Thursday, you were going to see 25 to 50 people just come and go. We have 2 classes that run in the morning geared specifically to seniors, and all done before noon so they can get out and do their social thing.
Well, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Well, we certainly appreciate everything that the Y does for Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And in a moment, we're going to go down to the warm water pool. I wish I had my suit, but I don't, and probably the viewers are relieved that I don't. But we're going to take a look at some of the individuals that are taking advantage of all that you have to offer. Mike, thank you so much for not just for today, but for everything that you and the YMCA do for the Fairfield County community.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate having that community support, and we appreciate you being here today.
All right, I'm going to hit the pool. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Fairfield Today. I am your host, Temple Custer Montanez from the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And with me is one of my good friends, Amy Nyman. Good morning, Amy. How are you? You know, you're a real trooper to let me put you on here all wet and in your swimsuit, but I think you look beautiful. How you feel this morning?
Fine.
Yeah, feel good? So, Amy, you come here every week to work out at the YMCA?
Just on Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays?
For right now.
For right now. And do you enjoy doing it?
And now I swim for fun than competing.
Okay, just for fun, not competing. Have you done the swim team before?
A long time ago.
A long time ago? Yeah, me too. It was a long time ago, Amy. So what do you like best about coming to the Y?
To be with my friends.
To be with your friends and enjoy this warm pool on a cold day?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do at the Y?
And then my sister comes here too.
Oh, your sister comes here too?
She's not here today though.
Okay. Now, do you like to be in the pool or do you like to be on the machines? Do you do the chair yoga or do you just do swimming?
Just do the swimming.
Okay. And how long do you stay in the pool?
Until it's time to get out.
Well, that's a great answer. Until it's time to get out. So do you like to do swimming or do you like to just sort of float and relax? What's your favorite part of being in the pool?
I'll do that both.
Yeah. Well, it looked to me like you were swimming some pretty good laps there. You're a good swimmer.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, Amy, do you think that this is something you want to do for a long time, to keep coming back to the Y?
I think so.
Think so? Well, great. Well, we're glad that you're here, and we're so grateful to the YMCA. Makes it so easy for us to come and take advantage of this warm water pool, especially on a cold day. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Amy. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Fairfield Today. I'm your host, Temple Custer Montanez with the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And with me today is my good friend Ryan. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning.
And he's very happy to be out of the pool and dripping here with me, so we'll be brief. But Ryan may be a familiar face to many people in the community. He works directly one-on-one with many individuals with developmental disabilities out of our Opportunity Center location. You've been there for quite a while, right?
Yep, 12 years.
So you have a good relationship with the people you work with, and
I would say I have an excellent rapport. I know every single individual that we serve on a very friendly basis, so I know all of their quirks and happies and all the good stuff.
And the one thing I can tell you about Ryan with the times that I've worked with him is that you definitely see the care and the love in his eyes for all the individuals that he has the pleasure of working with. Obviously today, Ryan, we're at the pool at the YMCA, at the Robert K. Fox YMCA in downtown Lancaster. Tell me a little bit about why you think it's important to be able to bring individuals out to the Y on a weekly basis.
Well, there's a long list of reasons, but one of the reasons is to get out and really enjoy some of the labor, the fruits of our community and all that stuff. And also with just basically getting out and being active, even on a cold day like this. You can't go outside and do any walking or any kind of outdoor activities, but coming to the Y gives you a chance to make sure that none of your muscles get... Because a lot of these people that come also have some limitations in their movement, and this really helps stretch out their legs and whatnot.
Okay. And I have to say, this time of year, people are trying to fulfill their fitness goals. It's not always easy to get up and get moving to the gym. Do you have that problem with the individuals, or are they always willing and raring and ready to go?
No, they want to come every single time that we come here. I mean, if we don't come, it becomes an ordeal, but most of the time we're able to come, depending on sometimes I think if they close Lancaster school systems, they close down the pool, but we still come and we'll enjoy the track upstairs or their exercise equipment, or there's some chair yoga that goes on during the week as well.
Yeah, and so let's touch on that. So we're in the pool area today, and I know we have individuals in the pool, but what are some of the other activities that they enjoy?
Over in the, I'm not sure what, it used to be the gymnastic room, I believe. There's a really sensual, low light chair yoga that helps some of those individuals that utilize wheelchairs back at the workshop. They can come here, and it's relaxing, and it helps them stretch. And they use all kinds of aromatherapy lotions and all that, so it's really it's really good for some of the guys up there. And then also, if, like I said, if the pool's closed, we'll go upstairs and use some of the gym equipment, or we'll use their track and get some exercise in that way.
And you see probably benefits both physically and emotionally when it comes to this.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of relationships I've seen just kind of develop throughout the staff here, and it's also led to some extra work with the child care over here, teaching some of the skills it takes in order to help people with their child care. So it's actually growing just from beyond just the pool and the exercising.
So the relationship has been growing between the YMCA and Fairfield ED, which is something that we always like to see. Well, Ryan, I thank you very much for everything that you do and everything that you do for individuals in our community. I'm Temple Custer Montanez. It has been a pleasure being with everybody today, and we'll see you next week.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Ohio University Lancaster.